Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane. And before we get into this supermoon reading, I have a special announcement. I am open to public readings and private readings. I'm open to private readings. So if you're interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's also linked in the description box below, and you can book a private reading, a meditation, or an animal healing with me. So, yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It gets me seen by the YouTube algorithm, which I am still working to get back into favor with after having to take that break to take care of sick family members. So thank you so very much for liking, for commenting, and subscribing. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Four of Cups. We can be very caught up in a certain way of seeing things, and spirit's trying to pull us over, pull us over. It's like, hey, look at this, look at this. And we're going to be just so caught up in something that we don't actually like. It's kind of like eating something that you don't want to eat. It's like, why? So, I mean, if it's there and that's what you have to do, okay. But here, spirit is offering you like your favorite food, and it's like, oh, come over here, and we're still over here for some strange reason. That's how spirit is showing it to me. It's like something delicious is waiting for you. So just be aware of that. We're kind of caught in our own mind right now, over analyzing, overthinking, being a little bit too hard on ourselves, but also just feeling very stuck. So taking care of ourselves, being able to open up that door and not feel as stuck is going to be very important to us. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is wish reversed. So during this time, we can feel like what we wish for, what we desire, it just isn't being heard. And that's not necessarily the case. This is a supermoon that's super powerful, that's really listening to us. And August is a very intense month. It starts with a full moon, it ends with the full moon. This is a powerful, intense, beautiful time. And it's a time where we need to like lead with our wishes, lead with what we deeply desire. And we're kind of feeling, excuse me, we're kind of feeling at times, no, I can't. I can't lead with what I wish for, lead with what I really want. So just be aware of that. We're kind of putting our wishes, our desire on the back burner, and Spirit's like, no, bring it forward, bring it forward. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and Spirit guides, angels. Okay. Okay, so before we dive into everything that's here, I mean, this is such a learning time for us, such a powerful time for us. I just want to start with that. Let's dive into the astrology of it all. So this is a supermoon. We're in supermoon season on August 1st, and it is in Aquarius. The full moon is at 9 degrees 15 minutes Aquarius, and the full moon and the sun are opposite each other during during a full moon. And so this is a very powerful time. The supermoon enhances it. So we have the power of Aquarius coming forward. Aquarius energy is about communication, collaboration. It's about grassroots. Aquarius energy is also very focused in the mind, it's intelligence, it's innovation. Now, Leo energy is focused on the heart. It's heart energy, it's letting yourself shine, it's letting your emotions forward. So we have the heart and the head in conflict with each other during this time. And depending on where we are in our life journey, depends on how powerful this conflict is. So just be aware of that. It's time to move out of a strictly logic based way of looking at the world. And it's time to move into letting our heart guide us forward. The heart leads us to love, and love is the most powerful, most transformative force in the whole entire universe. Now, we have Caracol, I believe I'm saying that correctly, which is the largest asteroid in our solar system. Caracol is the wife of Chiron in Greek mythology. And this is conjunct the supermoon. And this brings beautiful energy of holding sacred space in silence and healing people, because that's what Caraclon was all about, holding sacred space, silence, healing. Now, this combined with the Aquarius moon really helps us to move forward without judgment. And that's going to be a very powerful energy for us to move forward without judgment, to move forward in healing, and finding that this time, this full moon, it's going to be from full moon to full moon. So it's from the 1st of August to either, I can't remember if it's the 30th or the 31st that we have our next full moon, supermoon in August. But from full moon to full moon, we're learning how to move without judgment for ourselves and within ourselves. Now, the North lunar node is conjunct Eris. Eris is in mythology the sister to Mars, and Eris leads us to truth, to justice, to equality, and leads us to really standing in our own power, knowing what it is that we truly want, and not letting others bully us. Before this, we've kind of felt bullied, by other people, by other things. I laugh because it's not something that we want to admit, or we could even be bullied by the way that we thought our life should be going forward and the way that our life actually is. So, here, just be aware of that. Mars is conjunct Jupiter. Okay. So, this finds us fighting for our beliefs and what's correct. But remember, what we see as correct, like what I think is correct and what somebody else thinks is correct, can be very different. But we're all coming from a place of, I believe that this is the best way to move forward. So we can all be just a little bit stubborn with that energy. So just be mindful of that. Venus is conjunct the grand trine. And this is really cool. This brings visionary energy. This brings inspiration. It's very, very powerful. So we can be inspired to start, to do, to create in ways that we just hadn't before. Saturn is, or we always wanted to. That's also another way the Venus conjunct the grand trine can move us forward. Now, Saturn is conjunct Mercury, and this really helps us focus our mind and say what it is that we want to say. So that's going to be very powerful. Stay on track, know what it is that we want. Excuse me. Uranus is squared Venus. And if you're in a relationship, you can feel a little bit restless. You can really want more freedom, more independence. So just be mindful of that. If you're feeling this way, it isn't bad. It's written in our stars. So that can let you breathe a sigh of relief. And if you're not in a relationship, what's very interesting about Uranus squared Venus is that it can bring someone into our lives just completely out of the blue, completely different from us, most likely very different background from ours. And it could just be, it could be really interesting, fun. So be aware of that. But also, Uranus squared Venus can also bring a little bit of financial volatility. So again, be mindful of this one. Jupiter is squared the sun. Now, Jupiter is in Taurus. So, Jupiter is squared the sun and the moon. And this makes us, it makes us think big. Things become much bigger, much more dramatic. But because Jupiter is in Taurus, it has us leaving behind the complexity and really coming back down to earth. We kind of want things simple. It's kind of like keep it simple, keep it, keep it simple. I'm just saying, keep it simple, keep it good. It's kind of like the simple things can be the most wonderful things. So just coming forward in that energy here. With the Page of Pentacles, this is us. We come through, we're represented in the minor arcana as a pentacle, right? So with the pentacles. So here, this energy of the Page of Pentacles is us learning a heck of a lot. We're learning new things, we're taking in new things. We're very much like a child, very much like a sponge, just taking everything in, asking questions, seeking, diving deeper. And that's a really cool energy to be just absolutely empowered by. The energy here also with the root chakra, we're going to find that we can have, I'm just seeing here, we can have lower back pain, okay? With our root chakra, that's also where vitality energy is held in Qigong. So I would highly recommend tapping. I just love the tapping on your tailbone. That's going to open up the root chakra a bit. It's also going to dislodge blockages within your vitality center to really energize you, move you forward. And that's going to be a really, really great thing for us. We like deeper, more bold colors during this time. We're going to be really drawn to the color red. Red is linked in Qigong to the heart. In the chakra energy, this is green. So you can find yourself joking like, oh my gosh, these are Christmas colors that I'm putting up everywhere. But you're going to be really drawn to red and forest green during this time. And just let that play out because it's your heart really moving you forward and you being a student of your heart because this is a time where the heart wants to shine. And that's a really cool thing. We have here the death card. This isn't anything bad. I know people get kind of spooked when it comes up, but this is transformation. This is the leaving away of the old self. This is very much like a phoenix rising, right? The transformation of the old self, the embodiment of the new self, being led forward by spirit. White dogs, red ears, always a sign of spirit leading us, guiding us, seeing things so differently than we had before. And that's going to be a really great thing for us. There's also a strong link with Scorpio energy during this time. So if you have Scorpios that are in your life now or that had been in your life who had passed, they are right there with you. Just know that there's very strong Scorpio energy around you, but also a very strong sense of I am moving forward in my spiritual knowledge. I am moving forward, connected with me, guided by me, loved by me, and my angels are right there with me. You have a very strong link with your angels during this time, and that's really, really cool. It's opening up doors, it's empowering you, it's emboldening you, and you're going to find that you have a certain level of confidence that's really cool. It leads us to the Two of Wands reversed. So the Two of Wands reversed, we really feel like certain doors are closing. It's like, oh, missed opportunity, or oh, this doesn't work out the way that I wanted it to. Be aware that these doors are closing for a reason. All right. So we're going to think, oh my gosh, I have to open this up. I really wanted it to be this way. And Spirit's like, no, trust me. And that's going to be a thing that we have a bit of trouble with. And it's kind of a little bit funny that we can be so linked, so connected with our angels and so guided, but we can be having a bit of difficulty trusting that energy that's around us. With the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this moon, Aquarius energy, which is the supermoon, is teaching us a heck of a lot. We can feel like we're constantly in student mode during this time, taking in energy, sucking things up like a sponge, taking everything in. Again, spirit right there guiding us with ferocity, with force, with intention, with power. Our lungs are going to be very important. So, our voice, our words, what we're saying, what we desire, how we articulate things, we can find that we stumble a little bit, but it's like, okay, am I getting this right? Like if you're writing something out, write it in it like don't put the email address in the box while you're writing something out because you're always going to want to kind of write it again. It's going to be like you need to. So if you're writing something out, you'll either mess up or you'll read it and be like no, I have to write it again. So just be aware of this during this time. I just see it's not always right on the first try. So just be aware of this. But we are learning a heck of a lot. A lot of information is coming our way. We're asking questions that we were afraid to ask before, and that's really going to help us open up doors. Again, with the wish reversed, it almost feels like we're not getting something that we want, and we can feel very unsatisfied because of that, or very, resentful. So be aware of this with the Seven of Cups reversed. We can also just kind of give up on our dreams. Like, oh, well, that was silly. That was when I was young. And, ooh, sorry, I just hit my mic. And that's not what I want now. But also remembering that our dreams, they have a core to them. And it's almost like we're not giving up on them because we want to walk away from them. It's like, oh, it's just silliness. It's a waste of energy. And Spirit's like, no, hold those dreams. Hold what it is that you want. Spirit is saying you're never too old. For some reason, no matter where we are in our journey, and for some of us, we could be quite along, but we're like, we're too old. And Spirit's like, no, you're not. You're not. And for those of us who we still don't feel like, people would say, oh, but you're only this old. Like, why are you giving up on yourself? We feel like we're quite along in our journey. There's just a sense of like, I'm tired. It's been a lot. And Spirit is saying here, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up on you. So if you take away one thing from this whole entire reading, take away that. Don't you dare give up on you. There's a sense of refocusing what it is that you want, looking at your dreams, but there's also a sense of connecting with your solar plexus. I see pancreas energy, okay? Coming forward in Qigong, pancreas energy is where we hold a lot of our fear, a lot of our doubt within ourselves. And that, okay, and that usually shows itself within the stomach. So here, listening to your gut, but also looking at your fears and kind of naming them and claiming them and saying, this is how I feel. And being very open with yourself, very honest with yourself, because you're going to find that things have been out of balance. Like you feel like something is in somebody else's hands. And how exactly that is, I don't know. But you feel like, okay, the control of the purse strings or the way that you can move forward in the wealth, the prosperity, the bounty that you want, it's in somebody else's hands. And now you're going to find yourself coming back into balance with you, coming back into harmony. There's either going to be words that are said that say, hey, listen, I don't like feeling this way, or there's a harmony being reached during this time. And it's going to be rather interesting. So just be aware of that. You're severing ties with someone or something that's just not needed anymore. I don't want this. I don't need this. I'm not moving forward this way. And so I just see here, this is coming across very much like a scissor. I'm cutting this out and now I'm moving forward with me. These can even be thoughts that we have, a severing of certain thoughts that have held us back. So let's see. Yeah. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly, guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Ooh. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Okay. So the bonus card that came out is creation. This is going to be the most fantastic time for you to create, for you to cultivate what it is that you want, how it is that you want to move forward, really look at things and start to create a vision board, writing down what it is that you want, visually putting it forward into the world, being able to see it. That's going to be a really important thing for you during this time. Adjustments are required, okay? Adjustments are required as you move forward as a student, as you plant your seeds, as you look at what it is that you want, how it is that you want to move forward, where it is that you want to be. You're going to be realigning things, and that's going to be very powerful for you. The realization that you yourself are the key, that you hold so much more than you give yourself credit for, because during this time, Taurus, you're going to see, wow, I sold myself short. I was harder on myself than I needed to be. And that's going to be a very powerful thing that really starts to move you forward as you are the student. It's like, oh, I'm worth more than I thought I was. Or I was right more often than I was wrong. So why am I beating myself up? It brings us to will reversed and bring love into the situation reversed. Now, it's very interesting. You have a lot of new moon energy showing up, which new moon energy is the sense of setting intentions, knowing what we want, and it's all pretty much reversed. So there's going to be during this time, Taurus, when we're really questioning what we want and the intentions that we set and the way that we want to move forward. The question with will is like, will I miss this moon? Will I miss this opportunity? Will I miss my chance to move forward in my power, my intellect, my tenacity? And here, will I bring love into the situation? Because as we're transforming, we can find ourselves to be a little bit secretive. It's kind of like the more kind of like the side of Scorpio that people say like, oh, Scorpios, they're so secretive, they're so, they're nasty. I don't find that way. I have a lot of Scorpios in my family and they're all lovely. There's a sense here of there could be a move towards that negativity. And what's also very interesting is Scorpio is your sister sign. All right. Here. And so bringing love into the situation, there could also be a little bit of secrecy. There could be a little bit of intensity and being overwhelmed and just really asking yourself, like, do I want to put my heart in that situation again? So just be aware of that. There's a sense of like no, I want to hide away. And Spirit is saying here, no, bring that heart forward, bring that passion forward. It brings us then to assessing reverse, and then we have the new moon in Taurus. So prosperity lies ahead. We know that about ourselves. In the quiet, in the harmony, in the power that is us. Prosperity lies ahead, but also in the power that is the void, that is the universe, that is God, source, spirit, however you say it, however you see it, prosperity lies ahead. We aren't assessing, we aren't taking things in, we aren't looking at the situation as prudently or as, shrewdly as we should. So just be aware of that as well, that we aren't taking it all in. We don't want to assess. We just kind of want to move forward. And Spirit's like, no, 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 no. You have to take it all in. You have to look at it all. You have to weigh all the options and see everything from every angle. It brings us to a place of action reverse and then also working through our fears, which is the new moon in Scorpio reverse. This is with us being a student. This is with the student energy of this moon coming forward in Spirit, bringing us message, and our angels being right there with us. We're having a hard time taking action, moving forward, going after what we want, and working through our fears. It just feels almost insurmountable. It's like, can I work through my fears? Can I get to where I want to be? I don't know. So just be aware of this, that we have this brilliant energy of taking it all in, being a student, looking at everything from all different angles. And then it's like our fear takes over, our inaction takes over, our procrastination takes over, and it's like, I'm stuck again. So just be aware of this. Be aware of this. We need to take the student energy and then also take that student energy and meditate upon it or, harmonize with it somehow in our bodies to open ourselves up because then the action starts to come. Because the student energy is like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with everything that I'm learning. But we want that burst of energy that comes with children, right? That I'm just seeing like how little boys are never still. We want that energy of action and motion to really come and move us forward. Yeah. Trust is reversed, and then so is a new start is coming. So when we're starting to give up on our dreams or we're starting to look at things and bring practicality so far forward, it's a rigidity so far forward. Okay, we don't trust. It's like, I don't trust. I need logic. I need facts. I need instincts. I need not even instincts. I need everything to be so mapped out, so measured in razor, point precision that, or is it laser point precision? That's it. That everything is to the T. And what we're going to find here is that living, yes, it's partially a science, but it's also so much about emotion, so much about feeling. And we're going to see that here. And we need to trust and we need to know that a new start is coming because if we lose our passion and our hope, we don't feel like that new start is coming. So just know here we can feel rather stagnant because we need to go back to what we wish for, what we desire, what we want. And it brings us to this place of holding to our vision reversed. We're more than willing to change our vision, to be what we think it's supposed to be. And this is a time where we have to say, do I really want what I want? Like, am I holding true to the dreams that I have? It's not putting ourselves in bad situations. It's letting ourselves be open and honest with what we desire, what we love, what we want, and finding that spark and that magic again, because it's all right here running through this moon. Like, just like I just see it like little like fireflies, like lighting up the sky. It's kind of like the stars come down to us during this time. Purity here is, it's so funny. How long have I been using these cards? Like forever. And I just noticed a girl right there, if you can see her, with her arms up. It's a sense of relief and release. Purity isn't everything has to be, pure as the driven snow, right? Completely untouched, unharmed. It's a sense of the purity of our intention, is knowing what it is that we want and moving forward within it without letting our mind get in the way, but fully and openly and honestly following our heart. Again, it's not a Romeo and Juliet type of situation where you put yourself in danger or you don't think things through. It's really saying, but this is what I love. And then the mind comes in, because Taurus, with Taurian energy, the mind always comes in. But we move forward in that purity of intention, in, really looking at what we desire and what we want. And then all of a sudden, things start to come into balance. Things start to come into harmony. And it brings us, oh my gosh, it brings us to the balance. Expect powerful change as we embrace our balance. As the moon brings things into balance for us, powerful change comes forward. And it's very much the energy here is from full moon to full moon. Our lives are very, very different. And maybe very, very is an exaggeration. But emotionally, we can feel, if we choose to embrace this, we can feel so different from on the last day of August than we did on the first day of August. And so here, there's just power, there's balance, there's harmony that comes with this moon. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the sun. The sun is things, when we're told to be mindful of the sun, it's things that we thought were settled, were headed in a certain direction. It's like, no, it's not going that way. It's things that we didn't think we had to take care of or mind, or, they were doing perfectly great by themselves. No, we have to take care of it. We have to mind it. We have to pay attention. So be aware of this. Our subconscious spirit message is mystical, the magical, the esoteric. It's just going to be beautiful to us. Embracing the mystical. It doesn't have to be so ordered and structured. Let it flow. Our subconscious tarot message is justice reversed. Now, this is Libra energy reverse. We can be having a hard time with a Libra, but this can also be that things just weren't just and fair. And we can really be looking at this during this moon as we're embracing our heart, and as our heart and our mind are coming into harmony with each other, or even, having a bit of conflict with each other. Our head is saying it's not fair, and our heart is saying, I'm not going to put myself in a harm's way again. I'm going to close the door. It's like, no, move towards the sun. Embrace your heart, embrace what you love. Sometimes things aren't fair. Things aren't just. Things aren't right. And we can see it as a lesson learned, or, we can take it as that. Or we can say that it was never going to be just. It is never going to be fair, and it was never going to be okay. But I came out the other end of whatever it was that was an injustice. It could be a horror. It could be something that was just unpleasant. It all depends on our life story. But now I am going to be just to me. And so here, Taurus, no matter what has happened, it is time for you to be just to you. And you can feel just a little bit out of balance during this moon. And the moon brings balance, but we have to take it. It brings us to our subconscious Luna message, which is you and your loved ones are safe, which is awesome, always to know. And peace is reversed. We're having a hard time stepping into our peace, stepping into our harmony, stepping into our grace. So just knowing that We need to hold sacred space for us. You know, Caraclaw holds sacred space. We need to hold that sacred space for us. And that's going to be a very important thing because that sacred space, that silence, that meditation, it leads to our healing. It leads to us falling in alignment with us. All right. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this supermoon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.